You know what a blog is, right? A blog, so on the internet, when you're doing the blogs, you're actually posting, right? It's like a post. Have you guys seen blogs on the internet?
Yeah.
Voila! You haven't? Okay. So you know that a blog is like a running dialogue of things, right? So when I go to look for a blog. My name's Stacey Kalkowski. I'm an artist, an educator, and a filmmaker. I grew up in Aspen, Colorado. I lived there until I was 18 years old. It was a mountain town where I learned to ski, and I had a very fun, free childhood because it was kind of the country, not quite in the city. So it was very safe and the kids all ran around crazy, but it was a good time. So cold, lots of snow. When I was 18, I moved to California. California is where I went to university for undergrad to go to filmmaking school. So I went to university at California State University in Long Beach for film production and creative writing. So I had a double major of screenwriting and filmmaking. Right after I graduated, I got my first job working on movies in Hollywood. Of course, in the film industry, you start at the very bottom and you have to work your way up when to leave. But through the years, I worked there for 11 years as an assistant director. I didn't know that much about Islamic Arabic art because in the West we're mostly knowing what our basis of knowledge is Western art. So coming here has been fabulous about researching and understanding more of both the ancient art that it's based on, going to places like Jordan and Egypt and traveling throughout the UAE, for example, and then meeting contemporary Arab artists. It's a lot bigger and bolder of an art world than I had initially realized, and now I'm just fascinated by it, thrilled by it. It's not just calligraphy, it's not just geometry, it is contemporary and it is dynamic. Getting off the plane and getting onto a bus and coming from Abu Dhabi to Al Ain was a big shock for me. It was in August and it was very hot, and I felt like I was a boat in the ocean. I thought, what if our bus breaks down? Maybe we'll die in the desert. I didn't know that it was very populated and that it would be, somebody would pull over and rescue you in 30 seconds. However, it was scary when I first moved here. I thought, oh, even coming from California desert, the Arab desert is vast. So, but after I settled in, I really enjoy it, and the weather's still very hot in summer, though, I have to admit. I found a friend when I moved here, a dog. He was wandering the streets one day, and I picked him up hoping to find his owners, but no owners came forward, so I ended up falling in love with him and have him now. So what do I miss most about my home? Tacos. Number one, tacos. Mexican food in general. You can't find Mexican food really in the UAE. You find every other kind of food that you ever want, but tacos, not really. Very rarely. What else do I miss? I miss the ocean, the California beaches. I miss being able to cycle without getting run over by drivers. And I miss my family. So that's the biggest things that I miss. Teaching in UAE University, well, I find that a lot of my students in the beginning have no art experience at all. I think this is changing a lot because I do believe that a lot of the primary schools and secondary schools, high schools, now have art programs when they didn't before. So as my students are traveling through, more of them are coming in with some kind of experience. So we start from the very basics and we go forward. And yeah, it's interesting teaching in a school that doesn't have co-ed. So I go from the male campus to the female campus, completely different set of students. The boys are a little bit more rambunctious and loud, and the girls, they're a little bit more serious. What do I expect from my students when they come to class? An open mind. I expect them to work hard, and I expect them to show up on time. My biggest pet peeve is not showing up on time. It's a good skill for the future.